G'day everyone, this is a co-op run of the Everdark Sovereign Sentient Pest. And I'm thinking I'm going to play Revenant based on what we've got here. So Raider, Executor, and Revenant. Yeah, that's good. I'll have a lot of the kind of flame damage with the incantations, so this will work nicely. Executor's got our status effects covered, bleed and frostbite and stuff like that, because they are weak to both of those. So let's get it. Shio and Eds. Cool skin actually on Shio there. Alright, so we've got Nocleteo actually. I'll have a quick look at my relics. So I've got I'm actually using the new FP relic, the one that you get from this boss. I've played the boss on a few other characters and I thought, hey, let's try out this new relic. So it gives 25 max FP, just flat. It gives 5% per successive attacks proc, FP restoration back, and 18% per sorcerer's rise. I've then got the Ghost Flame Explosion and Giant's Flame incantations, which is 12%. And max HP, blast killing allies, and items conferring effects to allies as well, just for a bit of team support. Things like Starlight Shards and stuff. I presume, I haven't actually used this a lot, but I hope if I'm using a bunch of Starlight Shards, I can use them next to my buddies and give them FP back as well, stuff like that. So, cool. Alright, I'm going to grab these pots, just so I can use some pots and stuff early. Nice. Alright, fellas, where are we heading? I'd love to get some incantations, my dudes. Oh, there's no churches around. That's a shame. They're all the way up here. Ugh. It's unlikely that they're going to be thinking about my incantations and running off that way. What's this Raider doing? There must have been a buried treasure up there. Let's go have a quick look in case there's something for me that they don't want. And they've got an early ever jail key, so let's have a look at that dagger. Incantations, lovely. Alright, what do we got? Greatly restores FP, I'll grab that for now as well. Alright, so... Oh, this is a shame. I'm going to use magic pots on some of these just for some AoE damage. I just picked up a bunch of the pots. Did a bit of damage. What am I doing? I should be getting my... Did I get Freddy out? I did get Freddy out. Freddy's about as the most useful I can be right now. Because I have no damaging incantation yet, so... and this is the kind of thing that a bell would solve. I don't actually want the bell for the final boss. I'm actually going to hang out near the Raider so that he can help stagger. My claws don't stagger, so this is a basic kind of tactic that you can use when you're on characters like... So because my claw attacks don't stagger, but his do, I can stand here and just spam R1s while his attacks stagger. Just a very basic tip to use. There goes our Executor. I'll grab you in a sec. Raider, we can leave the Raider there doing that. And I'm going to grab him up very quickly. Yes, that's just a very basic tactic when you're on characters where you don't have a strong damage level. I'm going to get negation, I think. Damage level being the thing that determines whether you hit stun a target. So colossal weapons, for example, have a high damage level. Katanas, daggers, claws have low damage level. So you're typically not going to stagger an enemy or hit stun an enemy with a claw attack. So you stand next to the Raider, you hit the same thing he's killing, for an efficient way to remove targets from the fight quickly, which is always nice. But also you're basically abusing the fact that his attacks are hit stunning and yours aren't, but you can still get your attacks out. So yeah, just a basic tactic for you to use. Clawmark Seal, Bestial Sling is going to be better than nothing for now, certainly. As I said, we do definitely want fire damage. Let's see what this poor sod died with. No. We definitely do want fire damage. I want fire damage incantations, but I'm going to have to probably wait to get some of them, because unless I get just lucky, because there's not a lot between where I am, like where we are here, there's not a lot. They're all the way up in the top corner. Oh, they're gone. Alright. Where are we going? Where are we going? We definitely want to grab the church flask. I'll go grab that. I'm just dragging the train a little bit here. Yet Frenzied Troll is an easy kill. One of the easier ones to kill, to be honest. And then hopefully... I will do what I normally don't recommend doing, but only because I can't guarantee what these guys are going to do. I'm going to separate from the group for a distinct period of time, and I'm going to go get both my Sorcerer's Rises up the side here before they disappear. They are 18% max FP permanently for each of them, so very valuable for me. So I'm going to ping them just to let them know that I am going to go there. I am going to go there. This is happening. Right, we're going to use Bestial Sling. Now, if you've not used the Bestial incantations before, they You can cast them in quick succession, most of them. Right, I'm shooting over there very quickly because I definitely want my Sorcerer's Rises. And they're both, I'm losing both of them, damn. Yeah, they might queue onto the fact that I've got the max FP. Let's see what their relics are. This is actually, it is good to check what your teammates' relics are. So, for example, I can see this guy's going to want to hit Everjails, and it's worth doing it because his FP gets a lot out of it. He also gets Sorcerer's Rise. Interesting. That's a cool build, actually. And then he also wants Everjails. So, whilst I don't want Everjails, both of my teammates do. So, very worth our time to get Everjails. The Executor also wants Sorcerer's Rises, though. So, there you go. He's using the new relic as well, I just noticed. Now I'm going to selfishly take these Starlight Shards. I need them more, I think. Typically, I would say Starlight Shards are highest value on Revenant and Duchess. Just because they can both do a lot of damage. Fire Attack Power. I'm going to grab Fire Attack Power. Because that will help me kill things later. Kill the final boss. I'd argue that I should just run around with a Colossal Sword, but people want me to use these claws. People were saying that the claws are, you know, quite strong, and they are. So the claws are objectively very strong on the Revenant. So they scale. They have S scaling with Faith. Most weapons in the game don't scale with Faith, let alone S scaling. So they are objectively one of the best weapons in the game for Revenant, if not the best weapon. I just don't love them. Their moveset is quite a short range. You don't move forward very quickly when you're using them. They're just kind of slow and clunky. I don't love them. I don't love them. In solo play, when you're doing solo runs, I would definitely add Frostbite or Bleed on them just to make them feel that little bit more punchier again. Can definitely help. Oh, here we go. They don't even need me to help with these. But in this kind of run where I'm not using Bleed or Frostbite on them, oh, Flame of Frenzy and Improved Incantations and Lightning Spear. That's delicious. Flame of Frenzy, I think all the Frenzy Flame stuff is actually like fire damage. I think the Frenzy stuff is all fire damage in terms of its actual base damage type. It obviously builds up Madness, but they are also, I mean, it's literally called Flame of Frenzy, so presumably. So there's a good fire option for us. And it actually does pretty, if you shotgun it, as in you stand right up and you get all the projectiles from it hitting the boss, it's actually pretty strong. Which way are we going, fellas? I'm going to run this way, sorry. I've just gone the bad way. The Raider, what's the Raider doing? What's the Raider doing? He's coming with me. Okay. Check. Oh, no. I was going to check that for the buried treasure spot, but I ran past without thinking. Anyway, I'm not running these with Bleed or Frostbite, so I am going to actually get rid of them. And I might just run around with a Magic Trolls Colossal Sword because that's cool, and that's what Revenant does. It's actually not what Revenant does at all. This is lore inaccurate Revenant, but anyway. So the reason I'm using this one is because it's got the magic status on it, which means that, and I've not actually found any concrete information. You could see it in Elden Ring. You'd see the different ways that adding the statuses would change. But basically, in base Elden Ring, if you added magic, it would add intelligence scaling to the weapon. So I presume it does the same thing. And I've got an A, I think. I think I do actually have an A in Intel scaling as the Revenant. S in Faith, obviously, but it's either an A or B for Intel. So still decent Intel. Now I'm going to wait till this guy's focusing on someone else, and I'm going to Flame of Frenzy, just because it's a cool spell. One of my faves. No way that missed. So a mob like this, the Flame of Frenzy, is not the best spell, just because it spews out in such a wide area that you actually, I'm going to get max FP, it spews out in such a wide area that it's very easy for it to miss smaller hitboxes like that on smaller enemies. But on larger enemies, things like Erdtree avatars or Postulant Erdtree, what are they called? The big rotting Erdtree things. Now I'm going to do it on him. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty cool damage. It also looks super cool, and I'm going to see if he can build Frostbite. It's also doing Madness to me, if you haven't noticed. See that? I think most of the Madness incantations do that, but the damage and the skill is fun enough to make it worth it. Bestial Sling, no. Torch attack, no. Reducing FP is, again, always going to be worth grabbing for me. Yeah, okay. I'm not loving the fact that I don't have like a Giant's. I'd like a Giant's Flame. Like Flame of Frenzy is not going to be great to actually spam against a final boss, against the Sentient Pest. I do want to have a Giant's Flame incantation, something like O Flame or any of the Flame Take Thee or any of those ones, the Giant's Flame ones, because I do have, again, this is 12% Giant's Flame incantation damage, and they're just generally quite strong fire incantations, quite spammable. Flame of Frenzy will be good, but it'll build up Frenzy on myself. I'll chip damage away from myself slowly. Just maybe not ideal, but it is very cool skill, don't get me wrong. Oh, Starlight Shard, let's grab that. I'm going to quickly check here for a bell. A bell is a useful thing to grab. Colossal Swords are so cool. Oh, casting speed. That's very nice. Very kind of the game. No. I'm going to quickly check for a bell here. Bells are a useful thing to grab. I don't actually have slot for them, but maybe I won't bother. If it's here, I'll grab it. It is here. Okay. Restores FP. Get rid of that. Rarely Restores FP probably was worth better than the one Starlight Shard I had, but anyway. I might just use Lightning here. Since he's on the ground, I'm going to use this. Yeah, as you can see, it does do pretty nice damage. Does do pretty nice damage. And the bell's there if I need it. The bell is just a... If I'd kept the claws, I would be taking this, because the claws have a pretty quick attack animation. On something like the big... Oh, that's a tough choice. I'm going to take the runes. That is a tough choice. I could have very easily taken 10% FP on successive attacks is a lot of FP. Like, that's just a really nice way to return scaling amounts of FP. Quite nice. Anyway, let's head down and see what this boss is. I need to hit this church. I'm going to run through there regardless to try and grab some seals. Or maybe I do. That might be rushing it a little bit. I can always do that afterwards, because we're probably going to jump on this tree to go to Noclateo. I can just take a scooch longer and grab the seals from there. What are we doing? It looks like we're doing this... what do you call it? Invasion area. Now, where are the bad guys? Because the... no joke, the invaders, the NPC invaders, are actual pretty cracked. I'm going to do a Flame of Frenzy here, just because it's such a big hitbox that it should do decent damage. It does. I'm going to ulti. Good. And I'm going to do another one. As you can see, it does do pretty disgusto damage. Oh, 10% more. I grab that. Where was the... I wonder, did they kill the invaders? I haven't seen them. Don't know. Whatever. Very well, they might have killed them without me. If I was dragging the train a little bit there. Yeah, so the bell, as I was saying, the bell is a really... I've said this before in pretty much every Revenant video, but I'll say it again, in case you haven't seen them. The bell is like... The bell is to the Revenant what Glintstone Pebble is to the Recluse. The bell is your just reliable way of dealing damage with FP throughout the entire game. It's efficient and reliable, and if you've got nothing else, you can do it. It's magic damage, so there's not a lot of things that... Some things are quite resistant to magic damage, but there's not a lot of things that are just straight up like immune to it or anything like that. So you can just always do damage with it. Yeah. It's a good option to have. It's your backup. It's your just little reliable backup. And in some cases, especially if you're building around it, it can actually do more damage than just about any... Like, it can do the most... It's not going to do big burst damage, but in terms of FP consumed, which is tiny, it can do some of the most efficient damage in the game. In terms of FP consumed to damage dealt. This thing here. Yeah, see, have a look, ready? Look at the tiny little bit of FP that it removes. And it does a decent chunk of damage. These things never seem to take a lot of damage, not gonna lie. Let's kill these things. These are just annoying. Here we go, a bit of colossal sword work with the Revenant. Freddy's over here doing big work for us. Alright, I might do... Oh, this thing's not going to be super weak to fire, I don't think. Let's see lightning. It's just kind of not weak to anything, this thing. I swear, every time I fight it, I'm like, oh, this thing doesn't seem to take much damage from anything. An example where maybe just spamming Bell is going to actually be better. Just reliable. Because, like, magic damage, I'm not sure what its negations are, but I'm certainly not going to use fire damage against it. So just magic damage. And it's certainly very efficient magic damage with this Bell. Might be my best option. I mean, potentially doing Lightning Spear. It's hard to see how much damage that is actually doing, to be fair. Let's go up and ulti, which did next to no damage. That's crazy. I think Bell's going to be my most efficient way to deal damage here. Yeah, this thing, I think it just has super high defenses or negations. Like, it just never seems to take much damage. Oh dear. Alright, well, we're out of FP, and I'm actually not going to waste Starlight Shards on this thing. I'm going to just play the fight. Let's get Sebastian out if we can. Right, so I need to very quickly go get this. I'm going to check the little... There's a little shack here that'll have seals in it. I need to check that as well. I don't need any of these, really. I'll take crits, I guess, but I'm doubtful I'll ever even do a crit against any of these. But I'm going to check the shack there for the seals, because I still want a decent, like, Giant's Flame, or just flame damage seal that's not frenzied. Flame of Frenzy. Flame of Frenzy is good, don't get me wrong. It does a lot of damage. What have we got? Improved Incantations is nice. Charged Incantations. Let's collect both of these. Triple Rings of... Oh! All of them are incantation buffs. But none of them do damage for us. Alright, well... Still, some decent passives, but yeah, I would have preferred... Oh man, I've got 3 things that all give incantation damage. 4 things. Oh no. Oh dear, the boys are down. Alright, Freddy, you do that. Alright, job done. I rezzed people. Oh no. Oh no, Eds is down again. Alright, the dragon's all the way up there. Alright, let's get up there and actually deal some damage to this thing. Come on. It's gonna cut me off. Close. That's pretty decent damage. I might do another. Oh man. I need to run that way. Okay. The dragons I find actually really annoying to fight because they often like fly away and then he's gonna snap back in a second and disappear to the other side of the map, and they're just annoying. I just frenzied myself, madness myself. Yeah, this is not super efficient. I would have preferred to just hit Noctilteo, to be honest. Come on. Oh man, boys. That's alright. They got a pretty annoying moveset, the dragons, to be honest, if you're not super used to them. Alright, I'm feeling we need to just hit the Naputea, fellas. Now, I'm going to grab Gradual Restoration here. Watch this, ready? It applies to the team as well. So, Flask's healing your allies, and I only took that because of Flask healing allies, which I already have. Flask healing allies, often your heal will be wasted because they might be sitting on full health already or whatever. But if you have the restoration over time, it means that you can kind of pop it on them, and even if they maybe don't take damage straight away or they take damage soon thereafter, it still is healing them for, you know, that 5 or 6 second period, however long it is. So can be a nice little synergy to grab. Now I'm not interested in Everjails. I'm going down to look for seals. Please have something decent. Beast Sling. Catch Flame is okay. It's pretty big DPS. Flame Sling and Dragonclaw. I'm going to have to grab that one, I think. And I'll just take one of these 5% damages, I guess. Gravelstone Seal. What do we have on that? Dragonclaw. Charged Incantations. We're going to grab the Charged Incantations and put that over the top of that one there. Man, I've never seen so many bloody incantation buffs. Which I'm not complaining about, to be clear. I'd prefer to get in there and kill the final 2 bosses first, but that's okay. Carrion Knight. I hate this thing. You guys must be sick of hearing me say it, but I always hate this thing. We're going to get Freddy in there to hopefully deal a bit of stance damage. I'm going to see if I can hit her with Flame of Frenzy. Oh yeah. I don't know if those all actually reached. Yeah, we're being a little slow here. I would like to be kind of there already. Here we go, shotgun this right up close. Oh, most of them went over her, I think, just then. Is this chargeable? I feel like Flame of Frenzy is chargeable. Charging increases range of burst, yeah. Oh, okay. And 12% fire damage. Okay, well, we just replace it, I think, because we've already got a lightning spear over here if we happen to need it. So, nice. Nice. What's this? What's this got on it? Holy damage negation. Don't need it, thank you. I'm not losing a 5% anywhere, am I? No. Nice. Sorry, boys, I'm just taking my time over here. Alright. Yeah, 12% fire attack power is nice. Black Blade. I'm not actually even sure what that does. Creates an illusory black blade and emits a wave of light. This can be followed up with 1 additional attack. Okay. I'll have to try that out because it looks cool. I mean, normally the black flame and black stuff would be like fire related, but I'm not sure if that is fire damage at all. We'll have to see. Maybe the animation will tell me something. I've said this before, but in base Elden Ring, I didn't play a lot of Faith or Int builds. I did lots of runs with colossal weapons and bonk weapons and katana weapons. Judge that for what you will. But I didn't do a lot of Int builds or Faith builds. I probably did 1 Int in like 1,000 hours of Elden Ring or more. I probably did 1 Intel run through and 1 Faith run through. And the rest of the time I was just running around with Guts' greatsword smacking things, and I'm not sorry about it. But yeah, so I'm not super familiar with all the different incantations and sorceries in the game. Like, I know about some of the basic ones. I don't know all the ins and outs of all of them, certainly. Part of what I'm enjoying about this game, actually, is that it's forcing me to play different playstyles and stuff on the different characters. And see some of the different mechanics and spells and incantations and things like that. So why are we not killing the troll? Thinking we don't have time? Fair enough. I am going to go and replicate 13% incantation damage very quickly. And I'm going to get rid of 9%. Going to get rid of 9%. Oh, come on. I need them to not be hitting me. Okay. That's all I was there for. I was just replicating it for the passive. So now I've got slightly stronger passives. Even though I'm pretty sure I only replace an 8% and I replace it with a 13%, but still worth doing. Alright. Yeah, these guys are already heading up in there. I'm dragging the train a little bit here, but so be it. It's worth replicating that to get a decent weapon. I'll run through there very quickly. Yeah, I'm coming. They're pinging me, which is fair enough. I'm taking too long. FP cost, 7% sorceries. I'll take. FP cost reduction is good, but sorceries, big sorcery damage is nice. Alright, so this boss, I might just see how much Flame of Frenzy does. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's cool. And there was a second input. Let's try that. That's possibly one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I'm not sure how strong it is, like objectively strong it is, but very cool. I'm going to ulti that to ignore it. Very cool. Alright, and we're going to do... I think that's actually just way more damage though, to be honest. I'll have to be mindful that I've actually got the... I will have to be mindful that I've got... let's quickly have a look. It doesn't charge by the looks of it, but still very strong. What have we got? Golden Orcs, Discus of Light. Pretty good. Maybe not the best on this boss, to be honest, because no, I'm actually not going to take it, which seems crazy, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to drop that in case he wants it. What have you got there? Yeah, Axe of Godfrey, the Raider, might definitely want that, so I'm just dropping that for him. So, the reason I didn't take that is because this boss, the final boss, has a 40% increased damage taken from fire and a 10% less damage taken from holy. Not as bad as magic. I think it takes like 50% less damage from magic or something crazy, but 10% less damage from holy, but 40% increase in fire is a 50% swing. Pretty big difference, enough to warrant me not taking it and not ruining any of the nice passives that I have here. As you can see, that's doing pretty nice damage. Yeah. Enough that I don't want to remove it. So I just need to be, I do want to be careful not to proc madness on myself. So I can use the Black Blade, or I can use the bell just as a filler. Let's snap onto him and use the bell to get him up while my madness goes down. And we can even just, he's just dying, which is pretty nice. We've done that very efficiently. We probably could have, ooh, Scouring Black Flame. Is that going to be a better version of what I've got? Sweeps a wide area before the caster with Black Flame. Charging enhances range. I think that's going to be better for this final boss. I am actually going to replace it. Oh, charged incantations. God, all these options. I'm going to take that. I'm going to literally just replace it. Oh, fire attack power. I don't want to replace it because I want fire attack power, 12%. Do I just replace that one then? I do. 9% is the lowest damage that I'm getting. 12% fire attack power. Yeah. Maybe I don't. Maybe I keep this as the strongest setup I can and get 18% charged incantations. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I was umming and ahhing there because I wanted to have a non-Flame of Frenzy way to deal fire damage, but I think I'm probably overthinking that. I can use my bell, I can use, well actually I probably won't use the bell, but I can use the Black Blade, I can use my sword, I can run around, you know, there's other ways that I can fill the time. Yeah. Maybe not. There was a number of ways I could have done that just then, a number of ways, but this'll do. Having the most increases to my actual, and honestly I might actually use these as my damage, so I can proc bleed, because this final boss is weak to bleed, so proccing bleed will be nice, and it's got quite a quick moveset, so yeah. There you go, we've gone full circle back to some claws. This still has 9% fire attack power, so it still actually is doing valuable, it's like valuable for me. Let's go see how strong this Black Blade actually, not that these are the criteria for how strong something is. very, very cool skill. I suspect it has the same as all the kind of Black Blade stuff. It has a reducing max HP and or a burn component to it, which is nice as well. Actually, what I should check for is what's its FP consumption like. Not too bad. Not too bad. Probably a decent thing for me to... Does it look flamey? Does it look flamey? It looks flamey. I think that's maybe Black Flame. But that's actually maybe a decent thing anyway. Wave of Light. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. So here we are. I should have gotten that 10% FP restoration on successive attacks, because this would now be really strong with the build I've got. But anyway, I've got the 5% already from the relic, which is the relic that I'm testing out. You can see that chunk that I just got back then, that's from the relic, which is why I'm hitting these things now. I wanted to restore as much FP as I can before the boss fight. So see how I've just applied the healing over time to the Raider, so he doesn't have to waste a pot now. Which is nice. A pot, as in a flask. What are we doing? Let's get this out. Nox Dragonkin Soldier. Oh, we just killed... We know we can kill these nice and easy because we just did it. Alright. I'll wait for that explosion. See if I can block blood. I've actually got a B in Arcane, so the blood is actually pretty strong on, as in just any of the status is pretty strong. I'll go get Ed, I guess. That's doing some pretty gross damage. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I know everyone else is doing damage there as well. And it's hard to tell, like, is the Executor proccing bleed at the same time and stuff, but if we all just assume we're all doing the damage, then we'll all be happy, so we'll just run with that. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy going into this boss with this lineup, I think. I've got a lot of incantation damage passives. Like the most I've ever seen in one run through. Crazy. Charged incantations, fire attack power, charged incantations, attack power at full HP. I can't hold on to this. Honestly, I could have got rid of that one because that's probably the least useful now, actually, because it relies me on being full HP. Oh well. Casting speed, I've still got a thing. Sorry, boys. I'll hold on to the bell just in case, but oh, I should level up first. Ooh. Am I going to be able to buy some shards? I am. One shard. No, another shard. All in on the shards. So, if I two-hand these, let's have a look at how quick the attack is. Pretty quick. That's a fair few. So, this thing is vulnerable to bleed, so I'll try and help proc bleed, although the Executor will probably be all... Oh, does he have a Rivers of Blood? I think I just saw a Rivers of Blood, so he probably does not need... He does not need me to help proc bleed at all. But anyway, it's better for me in terms of proccing my successive attacks, because they're quicker. For it looks like he does have a Rivers of Blood. Yeah, look at it. Oh no, it's... Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Nice. That's an ideal weapon for this fire damage and big bleed damage. So, let's get Freddy in there just to... Yeah, look at... Did he just do that damage already? That's disgusting. Oh, no. I'm not going to charge that. Our objective is just to stay alive while he's charging back and forwards like this. Unlike Shio, who's just gone down quite quickly, because it is very... Like, if you get caught in front of that, it is very hard to stay alive sometimes. There goes Ed as well. Okay, I'm going to just use this here, and this hopefully should connect with him as well. Right, that's doing pretty good damage. Not unhappy with that. Right, I'm going to come over and use a flask next to both of these fellas. We'll see how they're both on low HP. This is mad support. There we go, look at that. Look at this support go. Alright. We all got hit in the course of me doing it, but still. I'm going to aim up as much as I can there. Another flask. There we go. So later in the game when I'm out of flasks, I need them to revive me. Okay, let's... I think it's easier if we kill this thing first because we have 2 melee characters. I think it was maybe different on solo, but... I think I'm going to use this straight away because you can do damage as they're reviving. There we go. The thing you kill first is what it'll animate first, and we want it ideally to... Yeah, so it does take off the max HP. I'm going to just use the Starlight Shard there. Alright. Yep, so as I said, this thing here is now... I'm going to use a Frenzied Flame. Oh! I have to be careful of that sideways damage from the stomp. Definitely. Oh! This thing's just chasing me. I mean, I guess I should use my summons, maybe? Use my actual class mechanic? Oh no, I saw that coming too, and I just dodged at the wrong time. That's okay. He's full on concentrating on me over here, and now he's focusing on Sebastian, so it gives them a bit of time to take care of Gnosta. Gnosta? I don't know how you're supposed to say it. And Shio's coming to get me anyway. So, it's good. Works out. I'll give Eds a heal. I'm going to ulti just there. Going to do another full Frenzied Flame. Right, well we killed him, that's nice. We've got to just really slowly chip away at this, the health on this thing. Ideally we get a bit of damage into this thing while it's reviving. I don't think any of my summons are going to be able to get this thing. I mean, maybe I just throw a few flame slings against this thing. Might actually be the play. Struggling to help here. I'm not going to lie, this thing's just hard to hit. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is even worth it. I'm not even sure if any of that hit. But yeah, just going to move here, because that thing can... I think they kind of semi-track you. Alright, I'm going to stay here with Helen and res old Ed. Nice work, Helen. Keep helping. Alright, we're good. We're good. Where's Animus? Oh, it's reviving over there. Okay, so it just took a chunk of health to revive. If I can get over there real quick and just do a couple of big Flame of Frenzies, this might finish off quickly. See if I can get him to focus on Fred. Oh, dear. There we go. So this boss on co-op seems interesting, and even on solo, but it seems like it doesn't have a lot of like one-shot potential. Like Dark Drift Knight, if he catches you in one of his combos, he can just like wombo combo you 100 to 0. There doesn't seem to be a lot of that going on here. It's just kind of long and tedious. So I think it is actually the easiest Everdark Sovereign yet, to be honest. But still fun. Very cool fight. Very cool the way the Animus revives back and forwards and like is a symbiote with both of them. But I don't think it's particularly hard. Yeah. Anyway, cool run. Flame of Frenzy is a cool incantation. I'm glad I got to use. That's the most I've ever used it, so that was a bit of fun using that. And yeah, we made pretty short work of that. So yeah. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.